What is up, guys? It is JSpeedy and I am back with the first video for this channel, and today we are going to be doing a division build, what I have and what I'm using, what I'm going to be using for a while. I think it's pretty balanced. I don't know if it's necessarily the best build out there, but I found that it's pretty balanced between DPS. I'm not a glass cannon, but I'm also not just a tank. I can take damage and I can also deal damage. So starting straight away, I'm not really going to go over my weapons, but just to tell you what they are, I've got an AUG, an enhanced AUG, I've got a first phase M1A, and then I've got a M45A1. Moving straight into the gear, I've got, as you see, a very high armor stat. I've got around 73 armor mitigation, which is very good for this build, I believe. Coming in at two, like, we're going to go over the gear sets first, I guess, and then we'll go over just these, what perks I have on them. I'm running two sets of two Lone Star gears, so it gives me the first set. I'm running that really just for my, those are final measure, just for the ammo capacity. I think that's such a big contribution to when you're fighting. As you can see, I can run about 1,700 bullets in reserve in my primary, so it's really nice. Coming in with our second gear set, I have my Sentry's Call. I'm really using this just for that 30% headshot damage. It's crazy how good that is. I mean, I could use this because it's 240, depends if I want to boost both my toughness and skill power. If I really need to become a tank, I can, but for right now I'm running with my Sentry's Call. Also running with a Sentry's Call holster, also giving me pulse crit hit damage and more armor on that. Lucky that rolled at 240 for me. Coming in at our chest piece, we have a Predator's Mark chest piece. Really, I'm using this for the amount of armor and the ammo capacity. It's also got plus 8% damage to elites, and of course that mod spot. But really, I'm using this just because of that high armor. It has a good amount of firearms. It has quite a bit, at around 720, which is very high. Of course, that's with the mod that is on it. I don't know if it's necessarily that high, since it does still have the mod on it. Coming in with my knee pads, I'm looking to change these, honestly. My build's not totally complete yet, but this is what I'm using currently. I'm looking to see if I could get Sentry's Call one of these, a Sentry's knee pad, because as you can see, this does not actually have any mod spots on it, where you can actually get mod spots on your knee pads. So I don't know, if I get some better ones and I'm capable of using them, hopefully they're Sentries like I said, then I will definitely throw them in my build, and I will definitely update you guys if I do. Just to go over, of course, like I said, my armor mitigation is around 73.28%, which is very high. My health regen is 4,500, max health around 90k, and like I said, my toughness is around 338k. My DPS is right around 164, and I will swap between my AUG and my classic AK depending on what I want to use, since this does have destructive and deadly. It is actually the one I bought. Looks like I got a message there. It is actually the one I bought from the vendor, and sorry about that, my phone going off if you guys heard that buzz. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my build. I'm running around 11.5k skill power. Most of my build is built off of pulse and health, like the health med kit, not med kits, like the booster shot and the overdose. A lot of it's plus health heal and plus crit hit damage and crit hit crit or pulse duration. Just to show you what I am doing, I'm doing around 36 without pulse, but then when I do pulse, I'm doing around 53, which is very good because I have my pulse up pretty much all the time. There's not really a time when I don't. Talking about when I'm running around in the dark zone for the perks that I have, usually I run pulse. I'll switch to smart cover sometimes. Also, like I said, I'm using first aid, and I will switch between overdose and booster shot depending on if we're mainly fighting ads or if we're mainly fighting players. I find in PvE, more so ads, I can use the booster shot more because they don't do too terribly much damage to me as is, but if I'm fighting players, usually I like to use the overdose just for that nice increase in his shield. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to be it for me. If you guys have any questions about my build or have any recommendations, make sure to leave them down below in the comments. And that's going to be me. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace!